Something has shifted. You may not see it yet, but your soul has already felt it. A quiet signal has been sent, not through thunder, not through fire, but through stillness, the kind of stillness only a wise warrior can perceive. For centuries, the Shaolin masters have trained not only to fight, but to feel the breath before a storm, the slightest movement on the surface of water, the subtle ripple that tells you something deeper is happening beneath. In today's video, you will learn how to recognize those ripples in your own life. You'll understand how God often speaks, not through noise, but through a shift in your awareness, a new direction pulling at your spirit. Most people miss this moment. They wait for miracles to be loud. But those connected to the ancient path, they learn to sense the divine before it announces itself. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden teachings of Shaolin philosophy and how they relate to the message that has just been activated in your life. You'll learn how to stand in stillness before movement, how to trust the signal before you see the sign, and how to respond to destiny before it knocks on your door. Stay with me until the end. There is something in this message that was meant to reach you, and it will unlock a part of your journey you may not have seen coming. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where ancient wisdom awakens modern minds. If you're ready to hear what most people never will, subscribe now and step into your awakening. Your body knows the truth long before your mind does. Shaolin teaches us that the body is not merely flesh and bone, it is a sacred temple of divine movement, a living vessel where spirit breathes. When you walk, you are not just covering distance. When you breathe, you are not just filling your lungs. Every motion, every breath, every stillness carries intention, and intention is what transforms the ordinary into the sacred. In our training, we learn that posture shapes energy. A bowed back invites defeat. A quiet, long breath invites strength. A grounded stance anchors the mind to the present moment. The body is a mirror of the soul, and it reflects the truth of where you stand in life. There are moments when something immense begins to stir within you. You may not see the change yet, but your body feels it. Your chest tightens, not from fear, but from expansion. A new alignment awakens inside you, and the body reacts, as if whispering, "Prepare." The ancient masters would say, before the warrior moves, his spirit has already shifted, and the body follows. When a divine activation takes place, you can sense it in subtle tremors, a shift in posture, a breath that feels deeper than usual, a sense of tension that is not stress but readiness. You may find yourself stretching more, grounding more, moving with more purpose, even before you understand why. This is not by accident. The vessel prepares when the spirit is called. So pay attention to the body's signals. It is speaking in a language older than words, a language the divine uses to awaken the warrior within. Mindfulness is the doorway through which the unseen becomes seen. It is not an escape from life, but the deepest entry into it. In Shaolin and Buddhist teachings, the breath is the foundation of awareness. One breath in, one breath out. Nothing special. And yet, everything is contained within it. The masters teach that when the mind is quiet and the breath is steady, the soul has room to speak. Most people pass through life like travelers in a dream, moving, reacting, forgetting to truly be where they are. But the awakened one knows every moment holds a message. Every pause is a chance to listen. When something big activates in your life, it will not always announce itself with fireworks or noise. It may arrive as a simple clarity in an ordinary breath. You feel it before you know it. A subtle stirring, an inner nudge. The rhythm of your thoughts slows, as if preparing you for something sacred. This is God whispering through awareness. Wake up fully now. You sat standing on the threshold. The ancient Shaolin monks did not seek mastery by force. They sought it by presence. Whether sweeping the ground, drinking tea, or sitting in silence, they practiced being fully alive in the moment. They were training not just the body but the inner eye, the eye that sees beyond surface, beyond distraction. Through mindfulness, you begin to notice the divine timing of your life. You sense a shift before the world sees it. You become a witness to the activation happening within. And that changes everything. When you live with awareness, you don't wait for destiny, you meet it. Before the force of a wave, the ocean is still. Before the arrow flies, the bow pulls back in silent tension. This is a truth the ancients have always known. Stillness is not the absence of movement, it is the gathering of power. In martial arts, no form begins without a breath of stillness. The fighter does not rush. The warrior does not leap before the spirit is ready. He stands, waiting, not in weakness, but in readiness. The silence before a strike is not wasted time. It is the sacred pause where energy collects, focus sharpens, and purpose becomes clear. So when life brings you into a silent season, do not mistake it for delay. The calm you feel is not a sign of nothingness, it's a sign of becoming. God is not letting life grow quiet to punish you, but to prepare you. He is anchoring your roots, sharpening your inner sight, aligning you with the path that has been hidden until now. In moments like this, do not rush to fill the stillness with noise. Do not force movement just to feel progress. Instead, allow the stillness to work on you. Reflect on your intentions. Align your actions with the higher vision. Ask yourself, what am I becoming equipped for? A bow cannot shoot if it is not held in stillness first. You cannot leap into destiny if you do not first stand in clarity. Stillness is a sacred teacher. It teaches you patience before purpose, wisdom before strength, and alignment before action. It prepares you not by moving you forward, but by grounding you deeper. When the silence breaks, you will not simply move, you will surge. The fiercest battles are not fought with blades or fists. They are fought in silence, behind closed eyes, within the soul. The Shaolin path has always taught that the true enemy is not outside. It is not the opponent across from you, but the shadows within you: fear, anger, doubt, and desire. To master the world, you must first master yourself. When the ancient monks trained, they did not simply harden their bodies, they polished their minds. Hours of meditation were not an escape from combat, but preparation for it. A still mind is harder to defeat than any armored body. When a warrior controls his thoughts, he controls his fate. Personal mastery is not about suppressing your emotions, but understanding them. When you feel anger rising, do you act from instinct or from awareness? When fear knocks, do you hide or do you breathe deeper? When distraction pulls you away, can you return to focus calmly, firmly? The inner warrior is not fueled by rage or ego. The inner warrior is disciplined serenity, calm, centered, awake. He does not seek to destroy his enemy. He seeks to conquer the chaos within, so no enemy can rule him. When something big is activated in your life, it will test this mastery. It will not come with ease because it's not meant for the untamed mind. The activation brings opportunity, but only the trained soul can carry its weight. So ask yourself, are you preparing only your outer world, or is your inner landscape ready too? A true warrior sharpens his sword, but he sharpens his spirit first. There comes a moment in every seeker's journey when strength is no longer the answer, when pushing harder only leads to exhaustion and clarity comes not from effort but from release. In the sacred halls of the East, surrender has never meant defeat. It has meant trust. The elders understood that the river does not break the mountain by force. It shapes it slowly through its flow. The same is true of the spirit. When you surrender, you allow a higher current to guide you, instead of resisting the path already unfolding beneath your feet. True activation, the kind that shifts your destiny, does not come by fighting or forcing doors open. It comes when you quiet the noise of the ego and soften into what is being created for you, not just by you. There is a larger plan at work, one that sees beyond your fears, beyond your timelines, beyond your limitations. To surrender is to honor that plan. It's not giving up, it's stepping back so the greater alignment can step in. It's letting the divine rearrange people, places, and paths in ways your mind could never orchestrate alone. The monks would often say, only the empty cup can be filled. When you let go of control, you make space for grace. When you release the need to know every answer, life reveals the next step, and that step is always right, even if it doesn't feel familiar. The activation in your life is not random, it is intentional. It's not just for your growth, but for your purpose. Surrender is the gesture of saying, I am ready to be led to what I was made for. There is no weakness in this, only wisdom. In the teachings of Shaolin, there is a verse whispered from master to student. Be like water in motion, like mountain in stillness. These words carry a truth that lies at the heart of every spiritual activation. Water is formless. It adapts. It yields. It finds its way around obstacles, yet carries the power to carve valleys and shape stone. This is the spirit of flow, of responding to life, not with force but with grace. When you live like water, change doesn't uproot you, it redirects you. But water alone is not the lesson. The mountain teaches the other half. Stillness, grounding, unshakable presence. No matter the winds, the seasons, or the storms, the mountain remains. Its strength is not in movement, but in rootedness, knowing where it belongs, and standing there with quiet power. Activation. The stirring of something divine in your life requires this balance. You are being prepared to move with purpose, but you will also be tested in how you stand firm. There will be times when your spirit must adapt freely like water, flowing into new spaces without fear. And there will be times when you must hold your ground like the mountain, refusing to be swayed by noise or doubt. This dual nature is not a contradiction, it is alignment. It is God's whisper to your soul, be anchored, but be ready. Life will pull you in new directions, opportunities will open, paths will shift, let them flow, but never lose your root, your inner truth, your spiritual core, your unchanging center. When you embody both, nothing can break you. You move when it is time to move. You stay when it is time to stay. With the strength of earth and the wisdom of water, you become unstoppable. In ancient monasteries, the most powerful presence was not the loudest voice, but the calmest one. The sages walked without urgency, spoke without spectacle, and yet when they entered a room, the atmosphere shifted. They did not need to announce their wisdom, they lived it. This is the nature of true confidence. It is not loud, it does not perform, it does not seek validation, it arises from within, built slowly through discipline, clarity, and the steady repetition of truth. Mindfulness trains this confidence. When you become familiar with your own fears, your own thoughts, your own breath, there's little left in the world that can unsettle you. You know the shape of your inner landscape. You understand your shadows. You are not intimidated by silence, because you no longer fear yourself. With personal mastery comes refinement. You don't waste energy proving. You don't rush to be understood. The work you've done within speaks louder than any words ever could. You don't walk around with answers, you walk as the answer. When something big is activated in your life, it's natural to feel excited, to want to share, to prove, to demonstrate. But true activation doesn't require announcement. It radiates like a lamp in the dark. It doesn't need to explain its purpose. It simply shines. This is the confidence of the sage, soft but undeniable, quiet but unwavering. It is the spirit of one who knows who they are, not because they were told, but because they sat in silence long enough to hear their own souls speak. When you reach this place, the world will notice, not because you demanded attention, but because your presence has become a message too powerful to ignore. Life does not wait for perfect conditions. The masters of Shaolin understood this long before the concept of activation existed. Every stance, every motion, every inhale and exhale was an opportunity to practice, not for tomorrow, not for recognition, but for the moment itself. Each repetition carried intention, each movement sharpened the mind, each pause refined the spirit. When something profound stirs within you, this principle becomes essential. The activation you feel is not a distant promise. It is now. Every interaction you have, every thought that crosses your mind, every pause between action and reaction becomes sacred practice. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is meaningless. Even waiting becomes a lesson in patience and discipline. The divine message is clear. This is not a time to idle, to postpone, to hope for a future moment when you will be ready. The universe has already called you to attention. Your awareness, your choices, your presence, these are the instruments through which your purpose unfolds. Consider the mundane as the extraordinary. The way you respond to a difficult word, the steadiness of your breath in tension, the calm in a crowded mind, all of these are the training grounds for mastery. The activation is not a single event. It is a continuous process, and your every moment is a chance to align with it. This is the teaching of the masters. Life is practice, and practice is life. The awakening that stirs within you demands engagement, not passivity. Every step you take, every thought you entertain, every gesture you offer, the quality of your attention is the measure of your readiness. You are not waiting for someday, you are active now. And in this practice, the seed of your transformation is already growing. True mastery has always been measured not by what one holds, but by what one gives. In the deepest halls of Shaolin, the greatest monks were not the strongest or the fastest, they were the ones whose discipline and wisdom radiated outward, touching the lives of others. Strength without service is hollow, power without purpose fades. When something profound activates in your life, it is rarely for your own gain alone. The universe does not stir in isolation. Just as a single flame can ignite many, your awakening carries the potential to influence far beyond your own path. The divine message is subtle yet clear. You are being prepared to contribute, to serve, and to lift not only yourself, but the world around you. Humility is the soil in which this mastery grows. It teaches that your knowledge is not for boasting, your skills are not for display, and your accomplishments are not for pride. Every action, every choice, every disciplined moment is an offering. In giving, you discover the true measure of strength. It is not taken, it is shared. Service is not always grand. It may appear in small gestures, a word of guidance, a patient ear, a calm presence when chaos surrounds others. These subtle acts carry profound weight, aligning your personal activation with the rhythm of a greater whole. In spiritual traditions across time, the enlightened warrior acts with the world in mind. The self is not abandoned, but expanded. Your activation is a call to rise. Yes, but to rise in harmony, to become a vessel of purpose, a channel through which the divine can move. You are not activated merely to exist. You are activated to serve, to humble yourself before life's greater plan, and to contribute to the unfolding of a world far larger than the self. In this, mastery finds its truest expression. Take a moment to feel it, the subtle shift, the quiet nudge, guiding you forward. The wisdom of the Shaolin masters reminds us that true transformation begins within, in stillness, in disciplined presence, in surrender, and in service. Every breath, every choice, every moment becomes part of the practice, shaping the warrior, the sage, and the soul. As you move through your day, remember to notice the small signs, align your actions with your purpose, and respond with patience, humility, and awareness. Let the inner calm guide your steps, let your confidence radiate quietly, and let your service touch not just your life, but the lives of those around you. This activation is not just an event, it is a journey of personal mastery, spiritual awakening, and alignment with something greater than yourself. Embrace it fully, live it intentionally, and allow it to unfold with grace. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. If this message resonated and you wish to continue walking the path of ancient wisdom and mindful mastery, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire. Let us journey together in stillness, strength, and awakening.